Ma'am, should we start?
Yes. 1 minute. I want to present. I want to just record your presentation. 1 minute. Students, have you shared this your mind map? Students, कोणी टाकलाय का? का नाहीच टाकायचा? Hmm. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me go. You have shared it. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Why this window is coming? Yes. Okay, start.
Good morning to one and all. Present over here. My name is Achal and I have my two friends here with me, Hafiza and Nupur. We are here to present paper presentation on intrinsic semiconductor, its properties and experiment under the guidance of our mentor, Mrs. Mangal Deen ma'am. As we can see, we have distributed our work accordingly. First, I have researched on literature review, collision frequency, mass vibration, and charge carrier mobility, and I am going to present abstract, introduction, literature review, and conclusion. Secondly, Hafiza has researched on abstract introduction, bandgap narrowing, germanium bandgap conclusion, and she is going to present properties of collision frequency, mass vibrations, charge carrier mobility, bandgap narrowing, and germanium bandgap. Experiment, determination of our bandgap, determination of the bandgap of germanium using 4-probe references, and she is going to present. Now let's move towards abstract. So basically our research paper has focused the properties of intrinsic semiconductor which has mobility analysis at room temperature, then energy band gap, then we had focused on experiment on determination of energy band gap. And in next slide we have introduction. Intrinsic semiconductor is also called as an undoped semiconductor or I-type semiconductor. It is basically pure and has significant open species. In this, number of excited electrons and number of holes are equal, which is n equal to p. Some of the intrinsic semiconductors are silicon and germanium. Now let's move towards literature review. As we can see, Musa Abu Bakr, Bilia, Musa and Usman Sarki had calculated the state of Si and its electronic band structure. D.P. Nandedkar has calculated the analysis of mobility of intrinsic germanium and silicon near room temperature. Pietro P. Altermat Gernot Hesier has calculated intrinsic carrier density in crystalline silicon in view of bandgap narrowing. CQ Sun and YC has calculated thickness effect on the bandgap of germanium thin films. Mujahid Hasnan Sani had literature reviewed on determination of bandgap of germanium using 4-probe method. Nextly, properties will be explained by Hafiza.
Good morning, I am Hafiza Attar, and the further part of properties of intrinsic semiconductors will be explained by me. The first one is mobility analysis at room temperature. This mobility analysis factor is temperature dependent, and it majorly depends on the presence of impurities. Mobility is basically the ability of movement of atoms or electrons. Mobility decreases as the impurity concentration in a metal increases because then there are increased scattering centers available. Mass vibration is one of the properties. The fixed atom of germanium or silicon is seen to undergo thermal mass vibrations. That is, the atoms vibrate at a temperature, say T. If Ma is the mass of atom having F as the frequency of mass vibrations, then the equation of motion along x-axis is as shown on the screen. That is, delta square x upon delta t square plus 4 pi square for f square max equals to 0 is the equation. Here, x is the value of displacement and it is at the time t. Moving to the next slide. Further, the average potential energy of atom over one cycle of vibration is as below. That is, Va is equal to 2 pi square F square Ma XOA square. Here, the factor XOA is the RMS value of amplitude. Using the Boltzmann factor, if we consider weight factor and find average potential energy, which is denoted by Va at temperature T, we get the equation for potential energy as PVA is equal to exponential minus Va upon kT. Now, K here is the Boltzmann constant, as I said before. The next slide. In the next slide, the next subtopic is collision frequency of carriers. Basically, collisional frequency is the average rate in which two reactants collide for a given system, and in our case, it is in the semiconductors, that is in germanium or silicon. The valence holes and electrons are in thermal equilibrium at a temperature T, and we consider it to be approximately 300 degrees Kelvin. The velocity of electron or hole is represented by Vc here, and it has its formula as Vc is equal to 8 kT upon pi mc to the power half. We put Ve for calculating velocity of electron, and we put Vp for calculating velocity of holes. Here we have on the screen the formulas for electron and holes velocity. We just have to replace it. As we already know, the free electron and holes are similar to gas molecules at a temperature T. Hence, if one charge carrier has collision frequency equals to VCO and atoms having velocity Vc, then ACO is equal to VCO upon Vc. This ACO is the average number of collisions in a unit path. Hence, the value of mobility KCO can be calculated by the formula. The formula is quite complicated and huge, but it represents as KCO is equal to E upon MC into N square into 3h upon 2 pi whole square into 8 upon pi KMC to the power half, and we multiply the whole equation into T, which is raised to minus 3 by 2. Now moving forward, the next main property is energy band gap. It is symbolized by E subscript G. It is the band gap between the valence band and the conduction band as shown in the diagram beside. The diagram clearly explains the Fermi energy required for metals, semiconductors, and insulators. Metals have overlapping valence and conduction band. Semiconductors have travelable distance for electrons, and insulators have much distance between the bands. Moving forward to band gap narrowing, when we have a large amount of impurity in the semiconductor, the band gap usually shrinks. This effect is what is called as the band gap narrowing. According to Sproul and Green experiment, the intrinsic carrier density, which is denoted as N and subscript I, increases with rising of dopants in the material. This tendency is weaker at other temperatures, leaving 300 Kelvin, because it uses a way which is mostly suitable for temperature that is equal to 300 Kelvin. Measurements of intrinsic carrier density, Ni, depends on band gap narrowing. Thus, the values obtained is of effective intrinsic carrier density, which is denoted by NIEFF. By the formula, we can calculate Ni effective, that is Ni e to the power b beta delta Eg by 2. This slide has a picture of graph of IV curve for silicon solar cell. Silicon is an intrinsic semiconductor, so we have considered it. And we can see with the increase in voltage, current density is also increasing. The next subtopic is the germanium band gap. So as we can see, we all already know the value of energy gap of germanium is 0.7 electron volt. Germanium has indirect energy band gap. So efficient light emission is difficult to achieve. Now the question arises, why germanium is known to have indirect energy band? So the answer we usually find is this is because to conserve momentum for transition from maximum energy to minimum energy requires a third particle, and the third particle is phonon. The table on the screen shows various values of energy gap for various semiconductors like germanium, silicon, and gallium arsenide. So we have different values at each temperature, as we can observe. Germanium energy band gap has an effect of pressure and temperature too, and it is calculated by the formula EGPT, that is, the energy at a certain pressure and temperature is equal to energy at 0 plus alpha P minus KT square upon T plus C. EGPT is energy gap at a certain pressure and temperature, as I said before. The graph is shown, which clearly depicts the increase in energy gap with increase in pressure. These were all the properties. Further, we have an experiment which will be explained by Nupur.
Thank you, Hafiza. So now I will explain the experiment which we have performed. So the name of our experiment is determination of band gap of a semiconductor germanium using the probe setup. So the apparatus which we have used are germanium crystal chip and a 4-probe setup. As the 4-probe setup is method of a accurate measurement for resistance. Now let's go to the procedure. So in this video, we will come to know the procedure done for the experiment.
Ma'am, 1 minute I had not shared the sound. I'll just share the sound.
Yes.
First thing that you need to do is you need to take your 4-probe arrangement right here and place it in the oven provided for it, which looks somewhat like this. Then what you need to do is you need to put the thermometer in the hole provided for it to measure the oven temperature. Next, what you need to do is you need to connect your oven to the power supply. As you can see in my case, it was this black cable right here that goes into the power supply. Also, your 4-probe arrangement will have 4 wires coming out of it. So you need to connect 2 of those wires to the constant current source and the other 2 to the digital millivolt meter. And you might have to refer to your manual for the 4-probe arrangement setup that your college has to find out which of the 2 wires go into the constant current source and which of the 2 go into the digital voltmeter. So just find that out and make the proper connections as shown in the figure. Now once you have made the necessary connections, turn on your 4-probe setup and turn this oven on. I have turned it on into a high mode so that it heats up faster. Then what you need to do is you need to try to set the constant current source as some value, say 5 milliampere. Then switch over to the digital voltmeter mode and measure the voltage as well as the temperature at that point.
So by this experiment, we would observe that the different values of voltage for different temperatures for germanium.
Logins are there. Echo is coming. You can just make a one login up.
Ma'am, I
Yes,
have
Nupur.
logged in one only.
Yes, now you continue.
Okay. As shown in this graph, the graph is of log P against 10 raised to 3 upon P. Here you can see as the log of log P increases, 10 raised to 3 into T also increases. By this experiment and calculation, we found the energy band gap is equal to 0.70 eV. The next part will be hello.
Continue,
Yes,
Nupur.
continue.
So the next part will explain by Achal.
So as we can see the results, the experiment was concluded and proven the band gap energy between the conduction band gap and the valence band. It is approximately 0.70 eV. Now let's move towards conclusion. Now I would like to conclude my paper presentation. So our paper conclude with the fact of mobility and its charge carrier, which consists of electron or the whole of charge carrier collisions with atoms. In the present analysis, the average drift velocity of charge carrier in the semiconductor is basically limited because of its finite value. We have interpreted the Sproul and Green experiment, and it was basically influenced by bandgap narrowing, although it has small dopant density. Lastly, we would like to conclude the value of bandgap of germanium, which is 0.70 eV, by performing the experiment. These are the references which we include in our paper. You can go through it. That brings us to the end of our paper presentation. I would like to thank everyone who are noticing our presentation and also indulged their time and attention to our presentation, especially our mentor, Mrs. Mangalden ma'am, who has inspired me and my group members to perform various tasks, and she always pushes and develop and enhance our abilities. You are truly an inspiration, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, very good, Achal, Hafiza, and Nupur. Fantastic presentation from all of you three. PPT was also good. Just I would like to know how you just got the video of this experiment.
Ma'am, I had just searched it because we also did the four probe test. So I
But
had
that
some
we measured
references.
resistivity from the four
Yes, so
probe method.
I had directly put the name of the experiment. So I got various experiments. So I picked one video and then I screen recorded it, like the part I wanted.
Okay, very good. That was a fantastic additional part. And students, you just see how you can make your presentation interesting. So already I told you presentation techniques, how you can make interesting addition of video, animations, good slides. So it was very good presentation. Anybody from you, can you tell me what is the Boltzmann constant? What is the value of Boltzmann constant K? It's there used in the paper. So can you tell the value of constant K or how band gap narrowing was done? Any out of three, anybody can tell me how band gap narrowing was occurred in this experiment or paper? How it is done, band gap narrowing. You know the band gap indicates the energy required. It is the gap between conducting layer and the valence band and the conduction band. So how that narrowing was done in the paper? It is described. Yes. Okay. Can you tell me, Nupur, can you tell me what properties are described in the paper? Properties of semiconducting metal which were described in the paper Nupur or Achal or Hafiza.
Ma'am, we took into consideration the dopants, like we have taken the impurity concentration, then its mass vibrations, and then how we'll take like the difference between the energy band gap, like we have to go to the conduction band gap and then from the valence band.
Okay, good. So total presentation was 17-18 minutes, which was quite sufficient. So good, all three, I'm giving you 10 out of 3, 10 out of 10 marks to all of 3. Now be ready, next group. How many of you are ready for presentations in the practical slot? After Ponkshe sir will perform maths practical, I am going to take you for the practical, okay? And I will declare whether I will do paper presentation or experiment. Even if I will do experiment, paper presentation will be there, okay? So both offline or online, or it might be only online practical. So don't miss practical, okay? And be ready. I'm just calling from the group number wise for the paper presentation. Okay, we'll meet around 2:15 or 2:30 when Ponkshe sir will leave. Okay.